This incredible man is already 75 years old. But if you look at his energy, posture, movements, and attitude to life, many would give him a few decades less. His name is Elias Gonçalves. And the most interesting thing is not that he found some magical elixir of youth, not in rare supplements, and not in a secret training system. His example shows a much more important thing. Aging can be slowed down not by one miracle method, but by a set of habits that work together. And the most interesting thing is that it is available to almost everyone. And if you watch this video to the end, you will understand which principles help to maintain strength, health, and youth, even when most people have long been beginning to write off age as inevitable. Therefore, watch this video to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. So, let's get started. First, he consistently plays sports. Pay attention to the word stable, not heroic, not exhausting, not through pain and suffering. It is stable. And this is one of the most underrated ideas in the modern world. Many people train in jerks. They practice every day for a week, then they don't do anything for a month. Then they start again on Monday. The body does not like extremes. Moderate exercise, which repeats over the years, is much more useful for him. With age, muscles become one of the main factors determining the quality of life. Most people perceive muscles as a matter of appearance, but after the age of 50, muscles literally become an insurance policy against old age. The more muscle mass you manage to maintain, the better your metabolism works, the more stable your joints are, and the lower your risk of falls and injuries. Another important detail is that Elias doesn't just exercise, but focuses on recovery. Many people underestimate this factor. They think that health is created solely during exercise, but in fact, exercise is just a signal to the body. The real changes occur during recovery. It is then that the muscles strengthen, the nervous system comes into balance, and the tissues are renewed. Therefore, if you want to stay young longer, stop being proud of chronic fatigue. In today's world, people often brag about how little sleep they get and how hard they work. But the body does not perceive this as an achievement. It's stressful for him. If you don't recover after a workout, then over time, the load begins to destroy the body instead of strengthening it. The next principle that can be noticed in the life of Elias Gonçalves is a conscious attitude towards his condition. This quality is much rarer than it seems. Most people live on autopilot. They ignore fatigue, ignore tension, ignore body signals, and then they're surprised when their health starts to deteriorate dramatically. Mindfulness in health matters means asking yourself simple questions. How do I feel today? What gives me energy? What's taking her away? What habits make me stronger? Which ones are gradually destroying my condition? Such questions may seem trivial, but they are the ones that allow you to adjust the course in time. Another feature of Elias is that he spends a lot of time outdoors, and this is much more important than many people think. Modern people spend most of their lives indoors. House, car, office, shop, house again. As a result, the brain and body begin to exist in an artificial environment for which they were never created. Walking in the fresh air affects several body systems at once. Blood circulation improves, reduces stress levels, circadian rhythms are normalized, the quality of sleep improves. Even the immune system works better, but the most interesting thing is that the effect appears not only from long walks. Try to implement a simple principle. Spend at least 30 to 60 minutes outside every day, regardless of the weather. You don't have to turn it into a workout. Special attention should be paid to the emotional stability of Elias Gonçalves. When they talk about youth, they usually discuss nutrition, sports, and vitamins. but it is very rarely talked about the influence of emotions on the rate of aging. Meanwhile, chronic stress can accelerate the aging process literally at the cellular level. Constant anxiety forces the body to live in a high alert mode. The heart is working harder. The level of inflammation is increasing. Recovery is deteriorating. Sleep becomes less high quality. And gradually, the body begins to wear out faster. Emotional stability does not mean that there are no problems. It's the ability to not let problems completely take over your life. Another important principle that helps Elias Gonçalves maintain health and youth at the age of 75 is proper and balanced nutrition. And here it is important to understand one thing. Nutrition for longevity is not about strict diets and not constant restrictions. People who have been in good shape for decades usually don't go on extreme diets. They just make the right choices day in and day out. Therefore, the basis of the diet should be built around natural products, vegetables, fruits, high-quality sources of protein, healthy fats, and foods with high nutritional value. Special attention should be paid to protein because after the age of 50, the body begins to lose muscle mass faster. That is why it is advisable to have a protein source in each main meal: fish, eggs, meat, cottage cheese, legumes, or other complete products. Another important lesson from the Elias lifestyle is related to the attitude towards age. Many people begin to age psychologically much earlier than physically. At some point, they decide that the best years are behind them. They stop trying new things, they stop setting goals, they stop developing, and that's when the real aging begins. Age alone does not make a person weak. Much more often, a person is weakened by the refusal of activity. The body is very economical. If you stop using certain abilities, he starts to get rid of them. If you stop moving, your physical fitness decreases. If you stop learning, your cognitive flexibility decreases. If you stop being interested in life, your energy level drops. The story of Elias Gonçalves shows that youth is not the age in the passport. It is a combination of movement, recovery, awareness, emotional stability, and an active interest in life. Friends, what do you think of this man? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.